spooky, horrifying number of horrifying houses, haunted houses, horrifying horror houses. What are they called?
Haunted.
Haunted.
They were not horrifying.
They weren't. They were horrifyingly good.
They were shockingly spectacular.
Terrifyingly so. Yes. So
and an amazing quantity of them. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks. Yeah.
That's so fun.
I noticed a lot of people did, or a few people did on black paper, which I thought was a really good idea.
Smart, yes, smart.
Yeah, so you kind of start in the darkness and then add some light. So that's good, yeah. Jennifer asked, is the theme song being played by you? Yes, I play it at the beginning of every show. I'm in the background with a piano, knocking it out. And it's just one
We
more
have
thing.
a piano.
I just do it.
And I would say it's been played maybe once or twice.
The funny thing is I improvise it, and yet it turns out to be the same every week. So, I don't know. It's crazy.
It's an amazing talent. An amazing
It
talent.
is crazy. Okay. So speaking of horrifying, I don't know. What's the segue going to be?
It's not horrifying. It's the opposite of horrifying.
So it's not horrifying. Well, actually, a footnote before we begin. You may hear loud noises from off camera. That's because we have yet a third pug.
Do you remember when we did Where the Wild Things Are
Yes.
couple months ago?
That's
There is a
what it is.
wild rumpus
Every day.
24/7 right
it's
now
crazy.
in our casa because we have a grumble, which is when you have 3 pugs or more.
Yeah, so we have a friend's
Temporary grumble.
friend needed us to look after their dog because they had an emergency. So we've got this third dog here.
The fur is flying.
It is crazy.
And they're probably going to ruckus it up. They're going to have a wild rumpus
So you'll hear
during the
stuff in
show
the
at some
background.
point. Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, JJ looks fantastic today.
Thank you. My Old Navy onesie, I pull it out every year. I think I wore this headpiece last year. But you know what? It's a keeper. It's a keeper.
It's a classic.
It's a classic.
But you do look like you've lost weight.
Somebody said to the thumbnail that you look gaunt.
It's true. I do.
Yeah.
Yes. So today we're going to celebrate Day of the Dead. Why? When it's not even Halloween yet? Because that's the way we roll.
Well, I mean, it is Halloween.
Is Halloween today?
Yes.
Yeah. So Halloween's today. So we're living in the future, which is tomorrow. So we're doing.
You may need until tomorrow to complete your beautiful.
Dias de los Muertos.
Yes, exactly.
Thingamabob. So yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Dias de los Muertos is a Mexican holiday in which people celebrate their
Departed loved ones.
And the way that
It's really beautiful.
it is a really nice holiday.
Really beautiful.
Because people go and they have picnics in the graveyard with their loved ones, and they bring all kinds of food.
Favorite foods, favorite beverages, beautiful marigold flowers everywhere, and they make garlands and candles. And I mean, it's not morbid. It's really, I just think it's really lovely.
It's remembering them and keeping their spirit,
remembering
their memory
them
alive.
well.
Yeah,
Yes,
keeping their
remembering them
memory
well.
alive. Right.
And just saying like we're always connected.
Right. So it is a Mexican holiday. It's celebrated to some extent here in the
All
West.
over the Southwest.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, when we lived in LA, we went to this absolutely massive and bonkers amazing Day of the Dead.
At the Hollywood Forever.
Yeah, it was outstanding. I mean, the pageantry, and it's so colorful. Honestly, here in the Southwest this time of year, the weather is delightful. So it's a nice time to gather outdoors, and the pageantry is really a massive facet of this thing because people go all out. I mean, with face painting, with flowers, with incredible outfits, music.
But also altars. So part of the tradition is that you build an altar to celebrate your loved one, and you put their favorite food there. You put stuff that reminds you of them, and you commemorate their life. Ellery says that she used to live in Mexico, and she had the privilege to see it, and she says it's a beautiful holiday. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to experience it
really
in
nice.
Mexico.
Yes, and Linda mentions the movie Coco.
The movie
which is great.
Coco, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So the thing I like about it also is that it has a graphic, visual kind of language that's arisen out of it, and part of it is, of course, skeletons, but it's also the face painting, flower eyes, the marks around the skull. all those kinds of things, the bright colors, that's part of it too. So that's part of what we wanted to commemorate today was...
And the whimsy.
The whimsy.
The whimsy.
Yes, the whimsy. So that's what we're going to do today. The idea is let's just have a look at, because I have a few examples of some Day of the Dead stuff. And there's all different categories that it falls into. Like this is sort of just, I guess this is just a couple and their favorite buffet. I don't know what you would say about this exactly, but it is, a nice spread, and there they are in their finery. And it's these little dioramas I think are really cute. And you see a lot of those here. Here's another example. Can you see?
Yeah.
So here's this you see quite often, which is a married couple. So it's sort of a couple that's going to be together forever after death. And he's smoking a cigarette. And here is an engagement, I guess. And she's like, oh, he's saying, here, I give you my heart. And she's saying, but you're just a skeleton and you don't have a heart. And nor do I. And then we have this couple. Is he in a wheelchair, or is he just sitting down? Or to me, this is...
He's proposing.
They often... Well, this is...
Am I looking at the wrong one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's often clocks in the background, maybe a reminder of the shortness of life, how little time we have left. You also see animals. We'll look at a couple more of those, but like this here, it's a cat. I don't know if this is... I guess this is an altar to a cat, because they've got some milk, a bottle of milk there, and some treats and a little bed. Soon we're going to have an altar to a pug if we don't watch out. Here, and another thing that they do is they'll show how people live their lives, what they did. Like this is a person who is a teacher, I guess. So here they are, a teacher with a couple of students, and that is another part of it. And here we have, I don't know what this is exactly, JJ. Can you see this yet?
No.
It's coming up next. So this, I don't know if it's a time machine or a laundromat. I don't know what exactly is going on here, but what do you think?
I'm going to say laundromat.
It's a laundromat. Okay.
No.
It has that big kind of thing on the top, the meter. I don't know what was going on here, but there seems to be liquor involved.
I mean, it's a disco, maybe.
Maybe it's a speaker?
Is it like a boom box?
A giant speaker, yeah. Okay. Well, whatever that is, that's what they're doing. Here we have people waiting at the reception area for hell. There's the devil behind the front desk. I'm not sure what's going on the ground. Maybe somebody fell over. But these people, and it says welcome on the wall, which is nice. And you can see the
hell come.
Hell come. Come, welcome to hell come. This is a really good one. This is an operation. So I don't know if this is what led to the person being dead.
Probably.
Yeah, possibly, right?
Yeah.
So I found a couple of that look like this, and I'm not sure what that red thing is. It could be a hairdryer. So I don't know if this is just like something that went terribly wrong at the beauty parlor, and they just went there to get a Brazilian, and they ended up being killed or something. But yes, something's going on here. And then there's this one. It says, continuaremos firmes con la libertad de prensa. I don't speak Spanish, so I have no idea what that means.
We're taking lessons. We're trying to get improved.
But let's try and figure out what it means to continue to reform and have liberty
Freedom?
Of thought. No, that's probably not what it says at all. But this guy is, for some reason, showing a display case of skulls. Possibly. Or it could be a pool table.
Is it a pool table?
Could be a pool table with all skull balls.
Yeah, I think it's a pool table.
And it's open 24 hours. So, yeah, it could be that.
This is great looking, though.
It is nice. And this is a classic. I mean, this kind of needs no explanation, I think. Have you seen it yet?
No.
JJ's living slightly in the
Got
past.
a lag, yeah.
Slightly in the past, but you'll see it any minute. And when you do, what do you
think?
That's a classic, right?
That's brilliant.
So that doesn't really need much of an introduction, but it is Dios de los Quis Muertos. Bésame
Look at
mucho.
the tongue.
So this next one is, let me just zoom out a bit so you can see that this is Frida y Diego. So Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera.
Awesome.
And
Cerveza.
cerveza, guitar, and a parrot. No evidence of painting, though. So I don't know what's going on with that. Or maybe those are paintbrushes on the floor. Maybe that's what it is. Here is a corrida, otherwise known as a bullfight, entirely filled with skeletons, including, of course, a skeleton bull and a skeleton matador, toreadors, and, of course, ads from the sponsor. So that's a full-on one. This is in some museum somewhere, but I thought that was pretty amazing. And here we have, for some reason, a pug version.
Oh, pugums.
What is the word for sugar skull? There's a word for it.
Yeah, there sure is.
I can't remember what it is right now. But yeah, so this is, and that pug in the background is quite a creature.
Yeah, it looks like maybe it will be crossing the Rainbow Bridge.
It might soon be. That might be its slightly older brother. But you can see again these motifs of the flowered eyes, flower on the skull. We're going to investigate that a little bit more. Think about that for ours. Like here's a dog, a graphic of a dog with the flower eyes and the little dots and flowers everywhere, and of course you can see the skeleton. So those are kind of key elements to bear in mind because you might want to use some of that in your own version. Here's a cat. You know, I think having a pet in your picture might be a nice idea because ultimately what my goal is with all this is to say, let's create our own version of this, of one of these. I mean, if you had to make a two-dimensional one.
A version for yourself?
I think that's what I'm thinking of doing. So here's a whole table full of painted three-dimensional skulls, bright colors, flowers, dark backgrounds with bright lines on them. All those are
All right, Deb is saying something pretty interesting. She's saying Day of the Dead celebrate pets on October 27th.
Oh.
That's very cool. I did not know that.
All right. Well,
see?
I guess we are...
very smart community we have.
Yeah, I guess
we learn. We learn every week.
So we'll incorporate that. So that was 4 days ago. This is a skull that was apparently... I saw on the Walmart website. So this is Walmart selling a flowered skull. It's quite nice, actually. And a carved skull. And then these two skulls I thought were cute. So it's a reminder that this whole thing is never really grotesque and scary. It's always friendly and
it's
positive.
Kind of hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Like it's in on the joke, right?
Yeah. I mean, part of it is, it is sort of outsider art kind of dynamic, but I think all these artists who make this stuff are following the genre of the language, visual language of this stuff. And here's just like a handful of skeletons just to look at and just say like, okay, so this is going to be our core thing as a skeleton. You see how they do it with big bared teeth. I noticed in some cases somebody had used like a spade, like from a card deck as the nose.
I've seen a few heart-shaped noses, which I think is cute.
Yeah. Upside down heart. And so I think this, and then this person with a hat. But this, again, you see the full body, you see the outlined teeth. It's nice, the nostrils. And here's some three musicians. And I think we're going to use these musicians as kind of our stand-in. I just want to go and have
I was just going to say, so how is it going to work today?
Well, so here's what I'm thinking. I put these three skeletons here as just a reminder of our reference. You're welcome to just draw these three guys if you wanted to, but I think that there's an opportunity to do more than that, and to kind of say, like, maybe you want to say, what would I do if I was Calvados? Is that what it is? If I was going to create an altar to me or to my life, or if I was going to be represented in this way, what would I do? So that's what I'm kind of thinking is, I'm going to do me, you do you, and we'll just kind of follow it. So,
are you going to do me? Are you doing us?
Yes, I'm going to do us. I'm going to do our life.
Are you going to
our immortal love?
Turkey beef too?
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, I'm going to just do a quick sketch. I don't usually do a sketch, but in this case, I'm trying to just figure stuff out. So maybe you'll be sitting in a chair. Maybe you'll have flowers on your head, sitting in a chair with your bony legs sticking out. Maybe you have a tennis racket by you.
Oh, I would love
Do you like that?
I
And then
wanna-
you have a Twiggy on your lap. I'm thinking, Twiggy on your lap, and but it's a Twiggy, of course. You know, skeleton version. You got the arm there, and then I'm sort of standing here next to you, and maybe I'm holding my sketchbook.
I think for Twiggy, you got to make sure to get the bony, curly tail.
Yeah, the tail. That's true. And then you're sitting in a chair, and I'm sort of standing next to you in a patrician kind of way.
You're holding a sketchbook?
Yeah, I'm holding a sketchbook. You have a pen in my hand, and then the whole thing is within a frame. Yeah, I think that'll be nice. So that's my general composition. If you want to create a composition first, you could certainly do that.
What's the thing floating above my head?
It's a scratched out thing.
Oh, it was a temporary...
Ignore that. Ignore.
Are you going to make us bride and groom-like?
Well, no, I think we're not. I mean, I'm not going to be dressed as a groom. You're going to be dressed... How do you want to be dressed? What do you want to be wearing?
I mean, I don't know. I think tennis outfit?
Okay, so I'm going to put your tennis racket here next to you, and you're wearing a skirt. Okay, and sneakers. All right?
Great.
So that's sort of the idea here.
You've kind of managed to just retain the stripy shirt that you always wear.
Yeah, I think I'm wearing a striped shirt. Maybe I'm wearing shorts for some reason, because it's hot as hell down there.
Yeah, still pretty hot here in Phoenix, too.
Yeah, so. And then the teeth. And you have to have the mouth like stitched as well as having teeth. So yeah, so you're going to have the flower hairdo. I'm going to have maybe I'll just...
You should have a top hat. That's kind of a thing.
Oh, top hat, okay. I'm wearing a top hat for some reason. And, all right, so that's going to be my composition, my sketch.
I know, baby, I know. Baby.
All right. Let's do the real thing. So I was kind of thinking, I haven't used my tempera in a while.
Yay!
Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go tempera.
So Casey was asking about your pen. What Danny just did was made a compositional sketch with a pencil, right?
Yeah, it's just a pencil.
But are you going to use a pen?
Probably eventually.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what... I think I want to maintain some colorfulness, right?
I mean, yes. I mean, oftentimes there are like marigolds on the border of the frame, which is sort of fun.
Okay. Get to that. Right now I'm just... See, my first thought was like, do I do a dark background and then do these guys in white? But I think that's going to be too limiting. So... But I do want to use quite a lot of white in this. Should I draw it first? Let me have a sip of coffee before I figure that out. Okay, I think I'm going to draw it first, and then I'm going to paint it, and then I'm going to draw it again. So I'm going to start with the top hat. T-shirt. And
I'm going to have a bow tie?
No, I'm wearing a T-shirt.
Mm.
to have this arm holding a book. You don't really know that much about bones. In my case, you can't even really see my ribs, but you can kind of make up how many bones you have or what they're like. Like foot bones are kind of complicated, so I'm just drawing kind of a mesh of foot bones.
Okay. Yeah. Phalanges.
Phalanges, yeah. I think that'll do as me. Now let's make you here. So I'm going to start with the flowers on your head.
I was just saying, with the multicolored lighting behind me, it's sort of hard to see my little headpiece. Blends into the back. It's like it's camouflage for this studio.
Do you think we should maybe have something hanging over your head, like maybe there's a painting in the background?
Sure.
What would the painting be? Maybe it was a painting of like the desert in Arizona.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, maybe it's a family portrait.
Of what, of us?
Yeah, but all of our family is other skeletons.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm just drawing this from imagination. So don't worry if you are like, how do you draw that? Don't just figure it out. How's that for instruction? All right. So
yeah, somebody already asked for the reference, and it was like,
there's the reference.
Sorry.
I mean,
you're making Twiggy really look like a cat, which is not cool. I mean, it's not uncool, but what are you going to do?
You know, she is kind of cat-like.
It's true. Especially when I see a Siamese cat, I always think, oh, that's sort of a pug.
Yeah, you're right. She is kind of pug-like. I mean, cat-like. But I'm not really sure what to do about it.
Nancy thinks it's the ears that make her look like a cat in this.
But she has triangular ears. I don't know. Maybe I'll fix it later on. You're sitting in some kind of bony chair. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, the tennis racket.
The tennis racket? I mean, what would we have? Probably definitely some cerveza.
Should we be standing in front of a bar? Yeah, maybe there's some cans of beer on the ground. That seemed to be a thing that we saw in a couple of these things, right?
Yes.
It sort of looks like we're like an alcoholic spree, but we're dead, so it's not bad.
I mean, we work in our obsession with adult beverages into Draw With Me quite frequently, and I feel like it's been a while. Lisa's saying tequila. I do make a mean margarita, if I do say so myself.
She does.
It kind of ruins it for getting them in a restaurant ever again, because they're...
If you say so yourself, but everybody agrees with you.
Do you disagree?
I do not. I think you're very good at it.
Really good margarita. I feel I've tinkered with this for decades. I've climbed the mountain.
So I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to do a whole picture in the background. What if it's like a painting of New York or of the desert or something like that? Yeah.
You do you.
No, you think about it. Think about some more, because doing a whole family portrait up here, it'll just be distracting and too complicated.
Okay.
But we've got to resolve this before I can go to the next stage. So help me.
Oh, you mean like right this moment?
Yeah, that's why I asked you.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant think about it and get back to me.
Yeah, send me a fax next week when you've gotten back, when you figure it out.
All right.
I'll be here drinking coffee while you think about it.
I mean, I don't really know what to say.
What if we have another picture of Twiglet in the a picture of Clover in the
Yeah, sure. Joe and Tim.
Joe and Tim. Okay, so I'm going to do a painting up here of dearly departed Joe and Tim.
Our mini dachshunds. The pre-pug canine cohort. They need like an ornate frame though, don't you think?
Yeah, that's what I'm making.
Okay, good.
I mean, ornate frame in the sort of paper mache
Yeah.
vein. Okay, so now I have to make, how the hell do I do this? Okay, they're going to have,
It's a hard assignment.
yeah. Dachshund skeleton coming right up.
I mean, they have the long body. Should be a dead giveaway. Ha!
Did.
All right, I'm gonna sneeze. That's been coming on for a while. Sorry. Sneeze right in that microphone. Oof.
I'm gonna say
So much pug
Tim
in the house right now.
and Jose. There we go, Tim and Jose. And they're hanging up on the wall behind us. All right, let the coloring begin. So yes, for those who are not familiar with them, these are tempera paint sticks.
And you love them.
I love them a lot.
Did anyone get a heart-shaped nose?
No, it's too hard to draw with that brush. Yeah, these temperas are wonderful, but they are a little.
Temperamental?
No, they're just thick.
Oh my gosh, no response to my pun?
Temperamental.
That is something I think Nancy Beck might have come up with.
You're so funny. You should perform at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, when we were thinking about ideas for today's show, we briefly flirted with doing something about baseball.
You did?
Yeah, we talked about
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
Anyway, the last time we did, I think we did a football thing. It was like the lowest watched episode of Draw
Yeah.
With Me ever. And people hated it. And I remembered that I promised that we wouldn't do it again. But you know, we did one once with Olympics, and that went quite well. But yeah, people did not like the football. And it was like I think we did it on or around Thanksgiving when, everybody's watching football. I was like, really?
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
There's no need to ever do that again.
No, people hated it. Oh, Nancy. She said, what does a skeleton order at a restaurant?
Chicken fingers?
Spare ribs.
Oh, boy. Spare ribs. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get out some colored pencils in a second. Don't make me get out colored pencils now, people. First, I need to compulsively organize my temper sticks and the colors of the spectrum.
You've got to get marigolds into this. Whoa, look at that. I feel like that's an essential part of this altar.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I just have to figure out. I just have to put in a bit of a background.
Lisa's like, go Virgo. That is. That's like Virgo power. That's Virgo on steroids.
If it wasn't for my Virgo quality, none of us would be here right now.
Oh, Janice just said she loved the football one. The energy, the motion, the angles, the outfits. Yes! Well, that was part of it. It was to capture...
We're never doing it again.
No, but it really is a good exercise to practice, is capturing people in motion. And who better to practice that on than athletes? So they were, somebody was kicking, somebody was catching, somebody was running. I thought it was awesome. Anyway.
You were alone, you and Janice. You and Janice are welcome to do it again next year. Just the two of you.
Yeah, bombed. It's funny because we don't obsess over the numbers because that's not what this is about, but we do kind of puzzle over why some shows are much more popular than others. I will tell you a recent one that we did that has double the amount of views as the norm was the sushi. So it must be a thing. People search for sushi. Sushi was very popular.
I think we should just do food for now and just do cheeseburgers and corned beef sandwiches, pizza. We did pizza once, didn't we?
We did the big salad. Remember the big salad?
Yeah.
So, may I ask a question? This tempera that you've used, it dries immediately, right?
It dries pretty quickly, so that's why I'm acting quickly.
Okay, so I think
going over it with a wet brush.
Because I was going to say, are you using like an additional media? You're just painting over the.
I'm using it's still
okay.
wet-ish, and that's why I'm going over it with a wet brush to just. I don't want to have those.
So you're just using a damp little brush over the tempera.
Exactly, because I want to just fill in the background so that it's not just. I don't want to see the white.
Got it.
But I'm doing it carefully because I don't want to turn the whole thing into soup and have too much wetness. So this is.
Yeah, I think
and it keeps the.
It's an interesting aspect of working with these tempera sticks. I still haven't used them at all myself, even though you've been on a jag.
Well, you have to buy your own.
I know that orderliness of that set.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if I got my hands on that? That would really bum you out.
That's not happening here in the Felix Unger household. Speaking of Felix Unger, our doctor's name is Unger. Mm-hmm. We picked him just because of Felix Unger.
Doctor.
Our dentist's name is Madison. It's not, but somebody will get that joke.
I went to the dentist this week. I'll say, I'm going to brag.
Go ahead, do it. Tell them. Shock them,
horrify
them.
As a adult of an advanced age, I've never had a cavity. I mean, I can't really take credit. It's not like oral hygiene is such a priority. It's clearly genetics. But every time I call my mom and I say, Mom, thank you for the nice teeth. Because I enjoy going to the dentist. It's really kind of a nice experience.
Never had a filling.
Never had nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
I did have braces.
So I'm thinking maybe I'll bring in some colored pencils now. Because I want to embellish all this stuff. Oh, I forgot to do their background. Tim and Joe need a background.
How do you spell tempura? Is it with an E? Tempura or tempura?
It's like temper.
Temper. That's what I thought. I was going to... Sometimes I think about food.
Sometimes.
Tempura.
Yeah, so I'm hoping, and I probably should have said this earlier, that you are making a diorama of your own life, your own setup. That you're not doing Tim and Jose, but that you're doing Geraldo and Benito, your pets.
Your goldfishes.
Yeah, because
make it personal.
Get your own dead dogs. Don't be mooching on mine. So now color pencils are going to come to play.
Whoa.
I wonder if I should have put glasses on me.
Probably not too late. What are the tempera sticks you're using?
They're just called tempera sticks.
You just got them on Amazon, right? They say basic on them.
Well, there's two kinds.
They were very inexpensive, right?
There's two kinds. This is the tempera paint stick from Shuttle Art. And then there's this kind, which is just called like Happy Fox or something. These are Silly Fox. These are the kind of the narrower ones. I don't like the quality of them as well as I like the fat ones. And then there's also, this is the first ones that I got, Play Color Basics, which are actually my favorite, but they don't make as many colors.
So Lisa is pointing out the marigolds are along the walkways to help the deceased find their way to their loved ones. Oh. That's nice.
They're like those lights they have in planes.
A beacon.
It's fun. This is like a coloring book at this point. Give myself some checkered shorts. Why not?
So what else is going on this week? We saw, we talk sometimes about the fact that we'd like to go see the Throwback movie, the $5 film at our local cinema. This week it was a really great film that was having its 20th anniversary edition. And I was like, oh, how is it 20 years? Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead.
It's a classic.
It's the greatest film. It's absolutely hilarious. It does involve zombies, but it isn't particularly scary. And we just love it. It was just, and it really held up. It's from 2004. Hard to believe because I feel like it wasn't that long ago that I saw it. But what a great film. So if you want to watch something in the spirit of the holiday, but don't want to be truly scared, 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert over here.
I didn't think about the fact that it's Halloween. You don't think of zombies really as a Halloween thing so much, right? Do you?
I think of just scariness generally as a Halloween thing.
Yeah, that's true.
One year when I was much younger and you still had to go to the video store to rent a movie, a group of friends, we were living in Portland, Oregon, and we sent someone to the video store to rent a scary movie, and they came back with the film So I Married an Axe Murderer, which, I mean, I could probably recite the entire film almost word for word because I've seen it so many times. It's absolutely hilarious. Michael Myers doing a Scottish accent. He plays himself and his father. I mean, it's just, but it is not a scary film. So there was a huge revolt, like a group of people. We had our beers, we had our snacks, we probably got pizza, whatever. So I Married an Axe Murderer. I was expecting like Halloween or Friday the 13th or, something even worse, like something really scary. So I Married an Axe Murderer.
And then you did.
No, that movie is so great. It has some really great performances. Anthony LaPaglia, like a few times in that film, you can see he's trying not to crack up, and they can't really cut around it. Like it's very funny.
Mike Myers was so great, and then he kind of just disappeared. And then didn't he come back, and he just wasn't very funny anymore?
I think
it's like he made a deal with the devil.
I think he had a good long run, and I think there's a shtick. And I think it just kind of wore itself out.
Maybe. But I mean, he had a lot of really great roles. All right. I think I'm going to just do a little bit more brush work. Our time is pretty good.
Yeah, you've got 10 plus minutes.
Are there any suggestions from anybody else about what else I could add to this? Should we go back and look at the
marigolds, please?
Okay, maybe I'll do some marigolds around the edges. That was your initial suggestion, right? Hello?
I'm sorry, I was typing.
Yeah, your initial suggestion was marigolds around
the
edges.
You may have to zoom out because you might be off the camera. Yeah, there you go. Oh, wow. Deb in northern Wisconsin has snow. It finally cooled off here, but it's not snowing. But our low when we got up this morning was in the 40s.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed. I moved to a desert for a reason.
The desert is often cold at night.
40s was not that reason.
We were standing in our yard. Was it last night? We were like, we're legit cold. And we look at the temperature and it was 71.
It's like sweater weather. Yep. Okay, so I know those look just like colored spots, but I will try and make them into marigolds now.
Yeah, snow in October. I feel like once or twice we got snow in New York City in late October. Usually then it would kind of go away and you'd have the beginning of November would be nice. But yeah, it happened. I remember it happening. Not this year, from what I hear. They're at the same temperature we are. Yeah, I'm feeling really good about these flowers.
Yeah, they make it more interesting. That green background is a little dull.
They're kind of, I think you need to add like 2 layers of the black because it isn't like petals. They're more like carnations, like ruffles.
They are?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't look like flowers when I did that. I want to go back quickly and look at the reference page again.
Okay, let's do it.
Because I feel like that was... Oh, I see. Okay. So they have a black center. See, there's those flowers. Black center around the eyes, yeah. So they might have to do some eye embellishment. Are there any more marigolds? Sorry, I'm just zooming through this quickly. No. Okay, so I'm good. Sorry. This is making you seasick. Okay, I'm almost done. Yeah, those kind of lines. I did the line stuff. I think that was correct. The marigolds. No, I think I got the marigolds right. They have a black center, which I have to put in. You're right about that part. But I think...
They're roughly, I promise you. They are not like daisies. They're like more like a carnation.
Okay, well, I think I can fix it to your satisfaction.
I mean, I think what you've done is certainly reads as flowers.
I think they just need the black center.
Carol's saying the marigolds do not have a black center. They really don't.
Shoot, well, I just put a black center on a bunch of them. I guess those are like black-eyed Susans. All right. Are there any people from Mexico here? Can help me. So if they don't have a black center, then what do they have? What will make the marigolds? I guess I thought they had a black center. So it's just like an orange, but you see, I can't draw that.
You can.
It's like an orange blob.
See how it's
just an orange blob.
It's not an orange blob. It's like ruffly.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not graphic.
Whatever.
I think what I can do is, what if we did some kind of like flowery things like this? That's better.
Maybe you try to make it into a garland, like a chain. Like.
No, I think I've got a solution here that you're going to see once you can see this.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Right. See, then it's sort of coming out of the green, so it sort of looks like a garland.
Yeah, nice. See? Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah, you got to just keep trying stuff out.
Jen points out skeletons also don't wear Bermuda shorts.
Well, in Bermuda they do.
You're off camera on the top there, yeah.
Sorry. Because I like this kind of curlicue motifs too that they have. So this is a way of getting that in there.
Nancy points out skeletons can wear whatever they want.
Yeah, who's going to stop them? But they don't really have skeleton stores anymore. Places for, we welcome skeletons. See, that tempera, when I painted the background with water, it did leach out some of the color. It's less colorful. So I'm going back over it now, and also, unfortunately, drawing on him.
Anhelia says, any flower in the right colors is a fine attempt.
There you go.
Other people were pointing out you're being really stubborn. Yeah, you don't want to admit you're wrong.
How am I being stubborn?
Like you won't fix those petals.
I don't know how to. It looks like a... Okay, I'm going to draw one marigold according to the reference that you showed me. Okay, So where's there a gap? I don't really have room for one, but here. This is basically what it looked like. This is basically what it looked like. Right?
So stubborn.
No, but isn't that what it looked like?
No, it has ruffly petals.
Yeah, that's what I just drew. Maybe you haven't seen it yet.
Oh my gosh.
Ruffly petals. Here, I'm going to draw it with a pencil just to give you some ruffles. Here we go. Okay? Why did I ask anybody's opinion?
Make it a little shaggier. It's like shaggier, yeah. There, I think you've nailed it. I think you just nailed it.
I didn't go to art school for 10 years to not be able to draw a marigold.
You didn't go to art school for ever years.
All right, well.
For any years.
In theory. Now I have to balance it out by drawing stupid marigolds all over the place.
They're the path for the loved ones to find each other.
Well, these guys are going to stay lost because there aren't that many marigolds here.
Well.
Okay. I think that helped. So...
Anelia says, it's better, but vague.
You know... This show isn't called Critique Me. It's called Draw With Me. All right.
Somebody else said that we should frame this, and I tend to agree. I think it's pretty cute.
Thank you.
I think it's pretty cute. Am I wearing like saddle shoes?
You're wearing...
Oh, my tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes, yeah. Wearing tennis shoes. And...
I like that I'm wearing orange. It is my favorite color.
Yeah, that's why I gave you that. Okay, now here's the problem. Is this it? Yeah, my only regret really is this twiglet that looks like a cat. Sorry, Twiggy. All right, and we're out of time. I landed that one just on time. What do you think? Let me just show you the whole thing.
Linda's saying she should have used colored pencils instead of the tempera.
Well, do it again.
That's a good point. Why not? Why not? You know, Dia de los Muertos is not technically until tomorrow.
You've got 24 hours.
You've got time. Consider this like a compositional...
Yeah, trial run.
Yeah. Nancy says, Danny has a marigold resistance. He doesn't want his ancestors finding their way to him.
If you knew my family, you wouldn't either. Here we go. All right, so that's Dios de los Muertos in the can.
And the Gregorys.
I mean, I do have another regret, which is like I kind of wish that I hadn't kept these skeletons white. Like if he had been bright yellow or something like that, it would have been nicer.
But it's so cool, the colorful pencil on the face.
Yeah, it just looks a little anemic to me.
You know what? Do another version.
Hell no.
What?
One and done.
Didn't you have fun?
One and done is the best way to have fun. No, you're right. I might do it again. I have 24 hours to do it.
I want a frameable version with actual marigolds.
Yeah, and then we've got Tim and Joe in the background. I think it came out quite nicely.
I love it.
Good. Well, thank you all for your help.
Yeah. Good fun today. Yeah. And again, anybody who came late, watch the recording for last week's haunted houses. They will blow you away. That was absolutely brilliant. So many good takes. I think everybody had fun drawing that house.
It was. I had a lot of fun doing that. That was really fun doing it with ink wash. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. So next time we see you, reminder if you're here in the States, the clocks are going to change this weekend. I know our friends in Europe, they've been dealing with that all of the last week. So if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and then you will get notifications, and therefore you are less likely to miss Draw With Me next week when it may or may not appear at a different time than what you are used to.
It will be at 9 a.m.
Pacific time.
But is it Pacific Daylight Time or Pacific, whatever the other kind of...
Now you've done it. Anyway.
It'll be 9. Just see what time is it in Los Angeles.
Just subscribe.
Subscribe through.
The point is just subscribe. And this is a shameless push. We're trying to hit a goal of subscriber numbers. It's a bit of an arbitrary goal we've set for ourselves. By the end of the year, we need your help. So just hit the subscribe button. If you liked it or even tolerated it, just give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Thank you.
Very well done. I'm convinced. I'm going to subscribe right now.
All right.
There's the subscribe button right here. Give us a thumbs up. I'm always amazed at how many people don't give us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Meaning that they didn't like it.
No.
If people don't like it, then we just won't do it anymore.
We don't get too many thumbs down,
we're just not going to
fortunately.
do it anymore.
Oh, Danny. Don't be grumper. Share your art.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I'd love to see your Day of the Dead, Dios de los Muertos drawing. So please take a picture of it and put it onto Facebook or into Instagram or into the schoolyard if you remember. Sorry. And tag it, hashtag SBS Draw With Me. SBS stands for Sketchbook School. And I write an essay every week. This week is a special one because it's in part written by the readers. So it'll be something pretty cool.
Feedback.
It's not feedback really. It's more about your answer to a question I asked myself, and what is your answer when you asked yourself that question.
I think that qualifies as feedback, but okay.
Yeah, okay. Stop giving me feedback. It's like being at I don't know, an acid rock concert. So also the membership. JJ's asked me not to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because I'm like that.
It helps us. It's a little thing you can do to come have a super fun time. And it costs $7.99. So,
okay.
Anyway.
Let's get rid of JJ for a minute here.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Take this headband off.
I have rethought the membership program yet again, and I'm starting something new, which I think will be much more fun. I think it's always been fun. It'll be a different kind of fun. All right, JJ was probably better at this than I am, but all I can tell you is. I'm making a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that I make, which is like stuff that I'm interested in. But I wonder now we have over 350,000 subscribers, and we have like millions of people watching our videos. And there are times I think to myself, do millions of people really need to see this? But will my friends like it? Yes. Will the people who really get it like it? I think so. So I'm making stuff like that to share with those of you who are members who really get it. If you don't get it, I don't care. But if you do get it and you want to see more of the stuff that I think is cool and interesting, then just pay $8 a month, $7.99. It's below $8 a month. Try it for a month, see what you think. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Anyway, here's JJ again.
Oh my gosh. Land the plane.
Thank you very much.
Have a great Halloween for those who celebrate.
Have a great
Get some
Halloween.
candy in your belly.
And if you're in the United States, don't forget to vote. So that is all. Yeah, vote for something.
Just
vote for this video and vote for
and subscribe and buy a membership
vote
and
for
all
whoever.
the things and candy.
And hopefully you'll be voting for the right people, but that's your own business.
Okay.
All right, good. Well, thank you very much. See you again next week, and thanks for drawing with me.